What's going on, people? Hope we're all doing well. As per usual, welcome back to the show. It's been a hectic week here for Call of Duty, and that week, well, of course, it does continue. A crazy back and forth series and an upset that maybe some people saw coming, but I certainly didn't. That being the unfortunate times for OpTic, well, the inconsistency, it does continue, and they break the losing streak for the Seattle Surge. Octane carrying the entire series. In case you somehow missed it, this week has just been up and down for everyone involved, and hecticness does continue as Seattle Surge take down OpTic for, by the way, their first win in over 2 months. A 10-match losing streak, so it seems, snapped with the green wall.
He's on a 3 spree. So now what do OpTic decide to do on their offense? We know how aggressive they have been towards the middle of the map. But this time they're going to try to take it over towards A. So Classic's going to be that player in towards top laundry. The pressure's going to be on. If you're these two players from the Surge, you just need to try to take down one and get out with your life. And that's exactly what Classic's going to do. He finds one. Now they have the man advantage.
Advantage in Classic. He's able to stay alive. The nade is there, but he's able to stay for the moment. That's another pick. That's going to be there for Octane. Scump instantly on the reply. A quick 2 versus 3 now turns into a 2 versus 2. Prestidian Gunless versus Dashy and Scump for the game. If you're Surge, send us to round 11. Dashy and Scump can lock this one up. What a series and what a moment this is at this point in the game. Dashy and Scump carefully making their way toward B, but that could be exactly where Pierce wants them to be. That's going to be the pick, and that's also going to be the final player. The Surge walk away with the win.
And of course, that puts OpTic yet again in a must-win situation to avoid a lower bracket run. By the way, when we finally return to LAN and they are set to prove themselves in an in-person setting, of course, compared to online, you know, where we think maybe OpTic can succeed. Can they excel in person as compared to online? We will find out. The struggles do continue, though. But Surge, I think it's a bit reluctant after a while to say, yes, they had this one coming. They are the kings of close series out there and hopefully can make a bounce back. And we'll see. Hey, is this the turnaround for the Surge? I think there's a lot of doubters probably saying not so much, but it was a very, very entertaining series nonetheless to see them and snapping their losing streak against OpTic. There's not many better teams to do it against to make some headlines out there. Speaking of headlines, the biggest story this past week being Huke telling his story about past treatment from teammates, both former and current, and he talked extensively about the treatment from the Dallas Empire teammates. We talked about that last video in case you guys missed it. He goes on and on about details of that treatment, to which Empire have now responded. The other part of that story, of course, being admitting to the Adderall used to win CDL champs. So obviously some pretty hefty claims have been made. Here is what Hastro and Empire had to say about it.
Hey everyone, Mike here. I'm joined with Ray Lucier, our GM and head coach of the Dallas Empire here, our Call of Duty team. Just wanted to come out and address some of the talk in the Call of Duty community today. Our former player Kyler Huke came out and made a statement, regarding his history and some of the things that have been going on with him lately. And so we also wanted to come out and make a little video and say that we're really proud of Kyler for coming out and making the video that he did. And there's only happiness from our side that he's actually speaking about the subjects that he's speaking about. And so we're really proud of Kyler. He was the longest standing member of Envy, the longest tenured member in our organization's history. 5 years almost that Kyler was here with us as a player. He gave us a ton, delivered a world championship, and again, we couldn't be more proud of the guy. Never in our history have we ever influenced a player to make unhealthy decisions. It's actually the opposite. We're always pushing our players to make the healthiest decisions possible and allow them to be better competitors. There were only moments where we encourage our players to do that. And so again, we hope that Kyler's video influences other players to make healthier decisions. And you know, that's where we stand on that. As far as why we benched Kyler, I'll let Ray talk a little bit more about the reasoning behind that, but I can go ahead and tell you that it was always only gameplay related, and because we couldn't reach our goals, we didn't feel like we could reach our goals with the current roster we had. So Ray, I'll let you.
I mean, yeah, there's not much else to say. You kind of said the point
Sorry.
right there. No, it's fine. I mean, basically, like our goal, we've been very clear about this. Our goal every year is to win COD champs. There comes a point in the year where you have a sense of progression. If things are kind of trending to where you want to be towards the end of the year, like we did last year, you have a good sense of what's going on, and you can really feel like you're going to achieve that goal. Sadly, this year that wasn't the case for us. So we got to a point where things were kind of like not really progressing, almost regressing from a gameplay standpoint, and we felt like changes were needed to happen, and we went with the changes because of that reason only. And that's just kind of the base of it, right? Like there's times where teams work and times where teams don't work out, and we felt like a change was needed, and that's why we went for it. Again, purely gameplay reasons, nothing beyond it, like Stro was saying, and kind of advocating like we're all for players' health and really kind of pushing towards those things.
Yeah, and you know, there's the day Kyler came into my office, he mentions it in his video. He came into my office one day and just told me how happy and healthy he was and how he had just made a lot of changes, and I was super proud of him that day. And it's kind of on the record if you go on my Twitter, and you can see the tweet from that day where I said, you know, look out for Huke this season. You know, if he was a threat before, he's going to be an even bigger threat now. And that just goes to tell you and show you how much I appreciate him making a healthier decision in his life. And so that's all it is, man. We're super proud of him and happy, and hope he influences more people to make healthier decisions. And so, you know, Ray and I just wish him the best, and we hope you all do too. Anyway, we hope you guys enjoy watching the Empire, and we're still gunning to win the championship back to back. So
That's the goal.
We'll make progress. All right, take care, guys.
And I'm sure you guys noticed there was no mention specifically of Adderall or the use of it to win CDL champs. The focus here being the healthy choices that Huke has been making, and them encouraging other players to make those healthy choices. So it seems, you know, to get off those kind of things, and avoiding the main issues of the player treatment he experienced while in the lineup. I don't blame Empire or Hastro for avoiding those things. I didn't expect those things to be mentioned in the video, to which they keep on. The main point being, him being dropped was for in-game reasons only. They are here to win champs. They did not feel they could do that with Huke, and thus he is off the roster. That, you know, is a response that is probably expected, right? And I'm glad they are saying it, but I think we all wanted a bit more when it came time to individual players not reaching out to check in on Huke, what the actual reason was for his removal, and the flowering around that. And of course, the Adderall usage was not going to be touched on. The flank was silenced, so there's no chance Hastro and Ray are going to talk about it openly. The stuff you wanted to hear was not said. The stuff that needed to be heard, well, it was. So I don't expect much else on that. I didn't expect anything crazy, but that is their response for now on an ongoing issue, which, again, you know, there's going to be other players out there calling for action from the CDL, especially when you have someone, a highly well-known pro player, admitting while on your roster to using a substance to win Call of Duty champs, a world title. There are going to be other players out there, despite the fact they respect Huke for coming out, they'll be calling for action from the league on what they're going to do about it. So what do y'all think? Till next time, you take care of yourselves, okay? I'll see you back here sometime soon. Okay, bye.